we're gonna take your whole closet, pull out everything in front of you, make fun of it, make you throw it away, and like take you out shopping to get like a business casual wardrobe. It was like,
they always turn out the same.
Awesome.
They always turn out the same.
They're like,
oh my god.
They're like, don't you look amazing?
Oh, I gotta watch this show.
They're like, this girl needs some trousers.
He's smooth. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Connie's Untitled Nighttime Talk Show, the only self-help podcast that only helps me. I'm here with comedian, poet, teacher. Am I getting all that right?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Claire Scott.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the party. This is pretty much the show. I don't know if you ever watched one of these. I don't know.
It's not the nighttime. That's for sure.
Yeah, people like to criticize that part of the production.
I'm honored to be here, nonetheless.
You have to, well...
It is a nighttime because I'm drinking beer.
They all take place
I would never do during the day.
In the daytime, right. Yeah, well, somebody's golfing somewhere, so... in the night. Yeah, this is getting off to
31 minutes from 5.
Mm-hmm. Close enough.
New York time.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, the nighttime part is a suggestion more to when you could listen to it.
Yeah, when people are lonely at night and they're like, I just need to hear Conrad talk to his friend.
One of the comments literally was like, I suffer from insomnia, thanks guys. And I was like, geez. That's, I don't want to think too much about who's watching this. Shout out to Bryce Urbana.
Hey, Bryce. My dad watches Russell Brand's philosophy videos when he can't sleep.
That is a weird...
And he's like, you should watch them. And I'm like, I feel like I can't have access to these things, I feel like that's too private.
There's grown men that listen to Russell Brand?
Yeah, he also has read his book, which, I guess he has multiple books, but do you know what, like, one of them is called at least?
No, probably what?
My Bookie Wook.
My Bookie Wook. That's good. All right. I just imagine Russell Brand's Bookie Wook being a bunch of just...
I would be so scared to read it.
I don't know. I feel like he likes to put, like a bunch of $5 vocab words in to describe a sandwich,
Yeah.
It doesn't... I don't know.
And it's also, like, whenever someone has a British accent, that's a crazy thing about them. But then if you're reading, like, what they wrote, then they don't have a British accent, and that's kind of scary.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, like, that's the, that's like a common thing amongst, like, musicians, though. It's like you can't, like, Ozzy Osbourne can't understand a single word he says, but when he sings, it's clear. It's almost like a different, But, I don't know, something about Russell Brand. It's the people that are, like, really outwardly spiritual without clarifying at all what that is.
I feel like it would be really hard to be a, like, genuinely famous person and also to be, like, genuinely spiritual. I feel like those kind of cancel each other out a lot.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It would be people that we have no idea about who could actually pull that off.
Yeah.
There'd be, like, I don't know. But, like, celebrity stoic, that's not really a...
Like,
Jesus, boo.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Is kind of like soulless, maybe.
I think
not to get.
I don't want to get taken off the internet.
No.
Yeah, you can't say Taylor. That's the button. So yeah, we'll bleep it out potentially. Sometimes I'll say if there's a lull in the conversation and I gotta like juice it back. It's a fun show.
Yeah.
We edit.
Yeah.
I edit.
I did not say.
No. That's a clip. All right. So tell us about what you do for work.
I'm a graduate student at the University of Arkansas right now. I'm in the Creative Writing Master of Fine Arts program, and so with that, you choose a track, either poetry, fiction, or translation within creative writing. So I'm a poet for that.
Okay.
So I'm in a 4-year-long grad program for writing poetry.
Damn. How many poems do you think you've written? Thousands?
I don't think thousands, but like over 100 for sure that I'd like count.
Yeah.
Because like there's so many like scraps that I'm like, I don't know if I count that as like a full
Right.
book. But like I'd say like, yeah. So our thesis for that, like to graduate, will be a full book. So mine will be like a full collection of poems, full length, with the goal that then I would get that published.
Now, are you shooting for like pages or just weight of the book?
Yeah, usually for poetry collections, it's like 60 to 80-ish pages, which like depends on length of poems. A lot of mine aren't longer than one page, so it would be like 60 to 80 poems.
Okay.
But not like that many like 3-page ones.
Now, is it anything like...
And then like kind of unified by theme.
How can you... This is one thing I did want to talk to you about. How do you feel about people who... how about this? Like when you're writing a poem, are you trying to elicit out of the reader a specific reaction? Are there ones that are supposed to make you sad and ones that are supposed to make you think and stuff like that, or?
I feel like kind of, yeah. There's ones with like different tones for sure. I feel like not to be like woo woo with it, but like I feel like I don't a lot of the times go into poems with like specific goals.
You just
like they kind of like
you just get it
come out, and then like I'll realize like I do a lot of with my writing process is a lot of like individual lines, and like whenever I think of it I try to like write it down and not have pressure like for myself. Like so I just had the summer where I wasn't in, like during the semester I'm in like workshop for poetry, so I'm turning in poems and like giving feedback, but not during the summer. And so I do a lot of like what I call like raw writing at that time, where it's just like more ideas and not like expecting a fully formed poem.
It's just writing for writing's sake.
Yeah.
And then out of that comes
and then
stuff.
Once I have stuff, yeah, then I go to like where I have deadlines to actually have a finished product. Like the school calendar works well for me with that, where then I'm like, okay, I have these lines, what goes together in terms of like themes or like tone, or am I not a lot of my poems are like narrative, so like telling a story. But sometimes like every once in a while I'll have one and I'll be like, does this make more sense as like these points of like a story?
Yeah. Have you ever like you ever been surprised by the feedback that you get from people?
Yeah.
Like that's what you got out of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also like the usually we have workshop with a different professor every semester, and so like the format of a workshop is like there's like 12 people in the class, and like for example like 4 people each week have a poem that everyone in the class reads and like annotates beforehand, and then we discuss those in class and give everyone their feedback. But like different professors have like different styles for that, and so for some of them the style is that you're not allowed to say anything about the poem beforehand, and you're not allowed to talk like while other people are talking about your poem. You have to wait until the end.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how is a reader in the world? Like, you can't, if someone buys your book later, you can't explain that to them.
Right.
And so it's like having that awareness. But I had this one poem that was called Pulp, and I don't know if you've heard my like joke about working in California at the green juice place that sold like $11 green juices.
Yeah.
So I wear a t-shirt that said, "This is happiness to the like rudest, richest customers of my life." But I had a poem that was like kind of about that job, and there was a line about like having to wear gloves so like the pulp didn't get under my fingernails, which was like literal about
specific,
like the work.
Yeah.
But like the whole workshop period was everyone being like, is this talking about like nail biting?
Or is this they're grafting their own thing onto it?
Yeah, and I was like, what? And
well, that was one of the things that I wanted to talk about. I used to do like those Third Thursday things, and I'd make like spray painting. And my favorite, I don't know if it was my favorite, but it's like, you know, I just want to make something that looks cool. somebody walks up, says like, "Oh, the color purple represents your insecurity," and it's like, you know,
For you, maybe.
sure, nailed it. You know, it has nothing to do with the fact that that was what was on sale that day at Walmart. Like, yeah, but sure. And the thing is like, you know, with stuff that is open to interpretation, I feel like, not to discredit you, but you know, there's as much artistry in the people interpreting it
No, yeah,
as
totally.
there is, like, you know, the work. Like, there's a lot more work that goes into your end of the thing, but like, you know, once it's out, and people just, you know, can react to it, and that's, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And I think like that's one of the really cool things about poems too, and like similar. There's a poems to me like so similar to songs.
Oh yeah,
Like thinking about music, obviously there's just the word element for poems,
yeah,
but like for me, poems are kind of about like what it feels to be alive in like a very specific moment.
yeah, yeah, and that's, I think that's kind of one of the cool functions of art, is because, you know, you can tell whoever the most badass person was during that era by how many people tried to imitate them. I mean, as is true with painting as it is with, you know, guitar. Everybody wanted to be Jimi Hendrix. You know, the Stratocaster is still the most top-sellingest guitar, and you know, it is kind of a time capsule for stuff like that. I just think it's really funny whenever people like draft their own thing onto like something that, you know, and then, you know, being polite and mature enough to not correct them.
Be like, yeah, for
Like,
you maybe.
Nailed it, yeah. Huh.
So, yeah, I almost never write poems with the expectation that, like, everyone would understand every part of them, because also that feels like I do a lot of
That'd be-
personal work, and it's like,
be hard.
I'm giving you enough with this. You don't get, like,
Right.
every detail. Like, for me, there's, like, hidden stuff that is important that I have, like, in there, but, like, I don't need everyone to
Don't read my fucking diary.
be aware of that.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've done that with songs too, where you tell on yourself. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. Good stuff.
It's like, this is all fiction, except it's true, except it's fiction. If you,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not lying, but like, I made this up if you think it teaches you something about me.
Yeah. It used to happen to me in like school, you know, or I'd say something and people would accuse me of lying,
Yeah.
and then you just repeat it, and it doesn't make it sound any better, you know. But
Yeah, it's like one thing weird about like both in my comedy and my poetry, it's like I have personal stuff in there that like is true, but also like
Right.
I'm using it for whatever joke or story.
that was
or
one of the
whatever.
things that when I first started comedy, yeah, I'd get into like personal stuff, and then I'd like get scared and then like walk off stage. I'm like, oops, I didn't mean to, geez, you know.
Yeah,
But then, I guess what broke me of that was just listening to the recording.
yeah,
You know, like watching the tape. Like, this is what you look like when you look dumb.
yeah, yeah.
Rub your nose. You know, bad. But I don't know. Now it's almost like if I didn't focus on some, like, I feel like the best sets that I have are whenever I forget to press record, and
Yeah.
you know,
I have like not been recording any of my stuff, and
I'll do
I'm like,
audio
I don't
only,
wanna-
and then
yeah.
I'll try to forget that I do that.
Yeah, I went through today, I had like a 10-minute video from one of my better sets, and I haven't been like writing stuff down for comedy. I feel like in the past year, like last year, my school year was so busy, and then with like poetry of like getting so like trying to get the words exactly right on the page, it's been fun for comedy for me to just be like,
Well, it's
working it out more.
transferable skill.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, for comedy, like I don't really engage in the whole sit down, like at the, you know, at a desk and like
Yeah.
crank it out. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a thing that I suffer from. I got like a bunch of material, but if I ever have the opportunity to go do 20 minutes, which is rare, unless I want to like bomb at a bar, which is not,
Yeah. Always.
I want, like the crowd is a drum that you bounce off of, but like, in a bar specifically, it is harder. And I do put myself in those situations intentionally. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
But anytime I do like a 20-minute set, it comes out like in 3-minute chunks that aren't related to each other, and I can keep the rhythm there, but it doesn't make sense as a complete thing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like
you've got to like you reassemble it in different blocks for like the 10-minute for all of it.
And, my act is not Pink Floyd's The Wall. It's not a movie that has a beginning, middle, and end. It's just a bunch of starters.
Yeah.
Yeah, organization is a tough one for me. You ever use like artificial intelligence? Is that a big no-no at work, or you don't ever ask?
It's kind of like a personal no-no. I'm just like, I feel like
I think it's awesome, because I'll ask it for like 15 things and it'll shit out a bunch of bad things, and then I'll think I could do better than that, and then I do.
Yeah. I just like don't want to use it as a crutch, and anything I would think to use it for, I feel like it would be better off if I like just put the work in myself.
I don't know that it is a crutch though. I mean, it certainly depends on how you use it. You can't have the thing do stuff for you, but like, I do a lot of Photoshop.
Yeah.
I haven't historically done very much coding or building of computers. And I can ask the second smartest thing in the world, like, hey, what am I fucking doing? Unlimited free, dumb, unlimited stupid questions. Like, it's great,
Yeah.
I have a script that I can run on videos that'll remove the background, like basically fake green screen.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been able to get it done if I didn't know how to ask questions, because that's really what it is.
Yeah.
The reason I like it is because the limit of what you can accomplish isn't limited to how intelligent you are, it's how curious you are.
Yeah.
And I don't know, another thing, like I use artificial intelligence to edit this podcast.
Yeah.
The YouTube algorithm is really, really good at recognizing speech and flagging it, and there's an automatic system in place to filter that crap out, and getting to see that firsthand is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like, what I'll do is I'll load this in on the computer, have it watch the show, generate a transcript, feed that to ChatGPT. What the hell did me and Claire just talk about? And then I'll be like, okay, well, we can change everything on it, and then and that's it's not using it as the thing to do the job, it's using it as an aid to make your shit better.
I feel like just like the work that I'm doing right now, like personally, is with school and stuff, a lot of it is like reading books and like essay writing and like doing my own shit.
Right.
And I feel like if I was like doing other tasks and stuff, but just the task I happen to, and like grading papers and all of that, and it's like,
oh well, I could definitely see how there'd be a wrong way to do that.
The point of me like doing the stuff that I'm doing right now is to like learn how to do it in those ways.
Well,
but definitely I don't know that much about technology and stuff, so like I just avoid
that's why
I'm not against like everyone using it. I'm just like, I feel like there haven't been things that I have felt like it would help me personally for that I'm doing. Like because I haven't been trying to do the things that it would help me with.
I just have it help me do shit I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Like I'm at work, and I get an invoice from a company, and it's got a bunch of just erroneous information. I just need the product name, how many we have, the unit cost down to 3 decimal points, and then the total cost at the end. And it'll take a stack of invoices that are 5 pages and put it into something that's a quarter of a page with all just the relevant info that I need, and then I'll double check it anyway. But you know, and that'll take. I mean, it just saves time.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it would be helpful like later on for teaching, but I've just been so new to teaching that like when I was teaching creative writing, like I chose like the whole syllabus for my students, like all of their assignments, all of their readings and stuff.
Right.
And so that's like the work of choosing the readings that I like and think they would engage with, and like having to do a lot of that work because it's like my first time teaching the class and like building that kind of like syllabus from scratch. But I feel like in the future, like now that I already have stuff, it could be useful to like input that information and say like break this down for Tuesday, Thursday semester.
Yeah, that would be a perfect application. We're like, hey, this is my schedule. What can we do to? Give me 3 alternatives focused on blank, blank, and blank.
Yeah.
You know, and then all you need to do is decide what's most important for you, and I mean, have it give you ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like, I don't know, the organization thing. It's in that fucking bag there. I did this comedy fantasy camp thing, and the most interesting guy to speak wasn't Jay Leno or Adam Carolla or Alonzo Bowden or fucking Carolyn Ray or any of those guys. It was
You're getting shot in the foot right now, burning bridges.
It was oh no, they don't want this.
Jay Leno's never gonna hire you.
No, no, I don't. That's okay.
I'll work for Jay
I'm not a
Leno.
mechanic, you know. I'm a computer guy. No, it was this guy, Rabbi Shlomo. Shlomo? It was hilarious. I think it was Shlomo.
Was he a rabbi? Or
he was a
his
fucking
name was
rabbi. He
Okay.
was not a performer. He was a rabbi, and he got up on stage and talked about like, you know, here's what AI you can use for writing. Here's one that you feed it all your ideas and you shake it up like an 8-ball, and it'll loosely associate stuff based on, you know, whatever you ask it. And that was probably the most interesting looking thing, because it was like, you know, it was like a giant bulletin board that would dance around by itself.
Yeah.
And that's really what, I mean, yeah, like the world is moving somewhere to like, it's one part Harry Potter and one part complete dystopian. Like, I don't know.
I don't have the Harry Potter knowledge because I wasn't allowed to watch or read it because it was witchcraft.
But I thought
How is the world Harry Potter?
All right, so
Now, are we wizards?
in Harry Potter, yeah, well, you can be. And, you know, in Harry Potter, the newspaper moves. The pictures, you know.
The pictures move?
Yeah. Yeah,
like a movie?
Yes. Yep. It's magic.
Like an iPad?
Yep. Yep. So, wait. Your dad wasn't... Okay, hold on. You said he was a... I don't know if you said that, but I've heard you say that.
And I wouldn't say head.
Okay, well...
well...
Buffett... What?
I just don't think that's terminology they use, so I wouldn't want to be incorrect. He's a fish guy.
We're not communicating to those people. We're communicating to, like, people at home.
I don't mean to disrespect.
A fan is a black head.
Yes.
Correct.
Correct.
Now, like, was he all the way in with all that? Or, because I look at people like that, like they're into witchcraft.
Yeah.
You know? No comment?
No
All
comment.
Right, that's fair. All right. Very diplomatic.
He was a fish fan back in, I guess he got into it in college, and then he kind of had a lapse with it, and then it was like,
I mean,
once
maybe
we
kids.
were getting older, yeah. Once it was like the kids.
Yeah, right. It can't go party
kids
in a
have
field
freaking soccer. I'll
all weekend,
now
right?
get back to it. So it's just at like a multi-show stretch in Delaware, and like the video of like a whole cardboard building collapsing and people stomping on it.
Fish fans are so specific though, because like, there's nobody that goes to like a fish show. You either go.
That was me when I got tracked.
Yeah, right.
I've been to one.
The one. All right, yeah.
It's probably not gonna happen
See,
again.
I've been to like 3 on accident. That's how they get you. Actually, the one music festival that I performed at, I saw a String Cheese Incident. They were playing like
I've
7
seen
shows
them.
that weekend. Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. I'm like.
it's cool.
I'm glad
but-
that this is something that can make you so happy, but it is not.
I'm talking shit on
I
people.
don't care.
Talking shit on like what? About how, like 20-minute songs that don't have words in them? Where there's no idea conveyed at all. It's just a big jam where you can't really
The
fuck
show
to it.
that
You
I
can't
went
really.
to was apparently like on the forums after they were like, this was the most experimental show in like 10 to 12 years.
Yeah, well, it is okay. Experimental, all right.
And I was like, already.
So no, let me ask you a question. As an artist, would you rather be Claire's fucking good or very interesting?
Honestly, interesting.
Okay, what? Why? You want to
I'd
be
rather
Russell
be
Brand?
genuinely interesting. Not like interesting, but I'd rather be like, she's making me think more than I just think that's okay.
I mean, making people think seems kind of like you have to do that well. Otherwise, you're just kind of giving somebody a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love giving someone a job. I'm bossy.
You are a teacher, yeah. Hey, do this.
Figure it out.
So has that been like a hard adjustment thing, getting into that, teaching?
Yeah,
Especially
it was,
like college kids?
yeah, so like through my grad program, like automatically if I'm in the program, they'll cover my tuition and I get a stipend if I'm a teaching assistant. So that has been teaching 2 classes per semester. And like at the start, like when I enrolled in the program, like it was definitely a selling point that it wasn't like some of them are like some grad school you have to like pay to go to, and then you have to figure out another job and how that works with your school schedule. So this was nice knowing that it was like a built-in job that whole time, and also like would work with my schedule and like all be in the same place of like my classes that I take and my classes that I teach are both in the same place on campus.
That's nice.
But I wasn't really like, oh, I really want to be a teacher. But I've actually liked it a lot, and so it's like surprised me. But it has been an adjustment, especially since I started when I was 23, teaching college freshmen.
Yeah.
So I'd had 1 year in between graduating undergrad and like starting to teach college. But
well, I don't know. I mean, is there any of the stand-up that seeps into it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's worked well with stand-up strangely, and like, well, like I didn't do stand-up any of my whole first year of grad school. I'd started before it, but then like quit before I started again. And then like once I was teaching, I was like, I like being in front of people and making them listen to me. So then I was like doing both last year and working well with each other. But I'm like, I have to know, it's hard to be in like teacher mode, like
Yeah.
I don't know how to be professional.
Yeah, because you want to
I want them all to
you
like
want to be
me.
loose, right?
Yeah.
No, and now you gotta give them jobs and.
Because I'm like, I also know from stand up and from like the main class I teach is Composition 1, which is like everyone's required to take and no one wants to take.
Yep.
Is like if you want people to listen to you, you have to like
Spoonful of sugar,
say
yeah.
something they want to
Yeah,
listen to,
It has to be fun.
or they'll just be on their phone or not even.
Yeah, because
So,
you're competing
yeah.
with like children falling down and people getting electrocuted, and
Yeah.
that's just my feed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. When one of them is like on their laptop and then they kind of start giggling, I'm like, I don't want to know.
I just hope it's not a picture of me.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Or I hope it's a really good one. I'm gonna grab another beer real quick.
Beer.
If you want to talk shit while I'm gone, Most people
You
don't.
can pause it.
No, I
or
mean,
no.
it's the clip. Wow, no, I just leave it rolling in case anything interesting happens.
In case anything interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pleasure show.
What should I say? I have a Pacifico. I feel like I'm in a disguise with my hat and sunglasses. This is what I look like. It's hot outside. It's August. There's construction. Just setting the scene here. It's now 5 p.m. If this was live, I would answer questions and gossip, but I don't have any input from anyone. I wonder what the craziest thing that has happened on this podcast since. Is there anything crazy that's happened when you've got up and left for anyone else? I ran out of things to say. I described the scene.
It's the same setting. Yep. Yeah, one of the challenges technically with this show is that I have to find a place that's, where I'm cool enough to ask him to turn the music off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say, hey, listen to me.
Well, yeah, because you can't walk into just
Yeah,
any place
yeah.
and do that. And as a result, it's a lot of like sitting outside in 100-degree heat and literally hiding from the sun and yeah. But I don't know. Like, I guess the thing that annoys me is somebody starts a podcast and then 10 minutes later you see him with a big gooseneck, mic stand.
Yeah.
When you don't need that. The content is the important part.
Yeah.
And what makes it good isn't necessarily production value.
Yeah.
Like, if we don't have a good conversation right now, that's really what it is.
No one gives a fuck.
Right. It's a rodeo to see if you can be an interesting person.
Yeah.
And then, the less interesting it is, the harder I have to work on the back end and unfuck it. So,
what should I say to be interesting?
I don't know. I mean, I have to go back and... No. Yeah, I get in trouble. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, as a manager, like I'm closer to a parent.
Mm-hmm.
That is frustrating for me. Because sometimes I'll have to, like, teach people who are older than me how to do stuff. Okay, so
Yeah.
you say that you're not a computer person, but, if you were working for me, I would feel very inclined to tell you something like, nobody is allowed to say that in 2024. If you use GPS to get here, if you play video games and you say that you're not a computer person, you're just lazy. You know, I had somebody tell me today that they didn't know how to YouTube.
I am lazy.
Well, I am too. You can like these will help you be lazy. I don't get it. Like,
I do a lot of stuff on the computer, basically on my job, but
yeah, but then using the computer is a different skill than that.
Well, I just mean to say I'm not super, and I'm not like for my job doing stuff with Photoshop and stuff like that. I'm using like, I don't know, like I'm super familiar with the stuff I do use, but like Word isn't hard to use.
Yeah. No, it isn't.
I use a lot of Word and Google Docs and Blackboard.
Yep.
I feel like I could figure out anything I wanted to, but
well, I mean, that's kind of how that's my day-to-day thing is I try to do something creative every day. I try to learn something new every day, and then I try to perform.
Nice.
And like that's, you know, I don't know where this fits in. It's just creative, I guess.
Creative and perform.
Yeah, the
performing for the camera.
The thing that, you know, I tend to get sucked up my own ass with technical details.
Yeah.
You know, like, again, the reason that we're doing the show the way that we are is I had a conversation with a guy, Cody Woods, and I was opening for him at the Looney Bin in Wichita, and I was trying to like big dick him over like having a nicer camera than he did, and he pointed out, he's like, dude, there's no reason that, you know, it needs to be 4K, like, you know, like 5 minutes of fart jokes in 4K is more data than Grand Theft Auto 5. Like, it's just not a world to explore in your shitty little skit. It doesn't, you know, we don't need to see your pores. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know, taking that to it, it's extreme. All it needs, you know, what's a show like this that need to do? It needs to look like there are two people talking, approximately, and it needs to sound good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, every time, like, I don't know, if you were to make an estimate on how much, like, this to that to their costs, you know, it's less than you think, probably.
$600.
No.
Not even.
No,
I feel like tech stuff is always more expensive than I think.
Well, this is some kind of old stuff. Like, all right, so with these, like, you know, the first one I spent like $400, and then after I knew exactly what to get and what to look for, and going on eBay and shit, like $150.
For the mic.
For that to there, minus the phone. Phone's $1,000.
Yeah.
Do not pass go. Yeah, get the fucking nice one, and then drop it.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah, I shattered mine in February in Kansas City because I tripped when I was out one night, fell on the street in the crosswalk, and landed right on my phone, and it shattered the whole screen and broke it.
Yeah.
That's my tale.
Yeah, brand new phone. Yeah.
It was like less than a year old. It wasn't totally brand new, but I think it was April to February. It was new enough.
Yep.
To get the whole screen replaced and all that.
You ever been injured?
Me?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah? How? What? You can't find your feet? What? How? How? Not a car accident, right?
Not a car accident. In college, I drank like a lot.
Okay.
Like just getting blackout drunk and stuff.
Yep.
And I have a lot of falls from that time. It was kind of like a hospitalization a year.
Stumble Rooskies. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I've
hospitalization? All right. I don't know why I asked that.
The first time, or not the first time, but one of them was, so I studied abroad. I spent a year of college in New Zealand, and 3 weeks into getting there, we were out on a bar crawl, and I tripped on the walk home, fell face first on the sidewalk, and chipped half my front tooth off.
Oh yeah, yep. I'm on my like fourth set of front teeth.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I mean, you got most of it. I don't know. I mean,
well, it's.
Is it like a third down?
They chipped. Yeah. Well, part of the filling has come off, and I had
Yep.
part
Yep,
of it
that'll
was
happen.
because then one time once I had it done, I was trying to open a can of soup with my teeth.
Holy fuck.
Chipped it
No.
off again. So like they keep trying to, I got a really bad concussion like the weekend before I graduated college, from just like hitting my head on the bathroom floor. But like I didn't break any bones ever as a kid, and I got really jealous of everyone who had a cast. I did cross country in high school, and I like sprained my ankle a bunch of times,
Yep. That's a good one.
and like my knee.
Did you get surgery? Or
Not for those.
okay. Yeah, ligament stuff sucks.
Yeah. And so now whenever I sprain my ankles like a little bit, they swell so big all of a sudden. So it's kind of like a party trick in a way.
Yeah.
Like, look how it happened at my friend's wedding.
My foot is
They were like,
stuck.
we should have never let Claire walk down. We were like at a lake house at Beaver Lake. It was like kind of an elopement type thing.
Yep.
And we walked down to the water the morning of the wedding, and then I sprained my ankle on the way down and came back up. And it was like my college roommate and her husband now, who was like, they've been dating since high school, and so we're dating when we were roommates and stuff. And he was like, "Who let Claire go down there?" So like clumsy wise, I'm always falling and stuff.
I used to drink
Never
that.
been hit by a car.
I used to drink that hard. I've gotten extremely lucky.
Yeah.
On one hand, you know, I used to like at the peak, like I drank enough to get like a nickname, you know, whenever the lights went out,
Yeah.
and I would wake up with like a burn on my shoulder.
Yeah.
I mean, like a werewolf. Like, whose
Yeah.
blood is this? What the hell's going
Yeah.
on? You know, like fucking like yeah. Conrad, you left the party last night. Just walked out the front door at 5 a.m, left it wide open.
Straight up.
Like I woke up, got out of my bed, like went out to the driveway, and was like, "Where's my car? Fuck." Yeah, but as far as like getting injured and stuff goes, I've gotten extremely lucky. One time, I was supposed to go. I was supposed to go back to Minnesota, so me and a buddy, could go up camping in Canada for like a 10-day stretch, and I got almost from here to where I grew up in Minnesota, like 8.5 hours in on a 9-hour drive, and I stopped to take a nap somewhere in Iowa, and when I was almost there, I ended up getting fishtailed, put into a concrete barrier by a semi-truck. So like, semi-truck turns my tires, I'm pointed at the concrete thing.
Wait, were you asleep in the car?
No.
No, you were driving?
No, I was driving. He didn't
Okay.
see me. It was raining. And yeah, he does that cop pit maneuver on me unintentionally. Slam into the concrete barrier. Airbags deploy. Thank God. Because that's what I was thinking on the way to the wall. I was like, oh, here's the part where my head hits the steering wheel. This is how people died in the 50s. Hit the wall. Airbag comes out. Hit that. Oh, good. Great. Look left. Headlights. Semi. Fuck. Fuck. Now, I had bald as shit tires because I was a broke motherfucker.
Because you're bald?
Well, yeah. And, yeah, I don't know. Like, truck hits me. Still fine. This is crazy, Tires are
going
bald as
slow
shit, and I'm
motion?
sliding sideways, and it was raining just enough that I was able to actually hydroplane, which when you're getting pushed by an 18-wheeler...
Hydroplaning is scary if you're not getting pushed by anything.
Well, if you're getting pushed by an 18-wheeler, at least I know that the car isn't going to flip over. Because if the car flips over, I'm fucking dead. Or hopefully, I don't want, like,
I don't want to live through that crap.
Right. Find Christ and all that. No, thank you. All right, so, like, that's what I'm thinking as I'm getting pushed. It's like, wow.
Do it or don't.
It's actually good that my fucking tires are bald right now, you know? And now I'm going 50 miles an hour backwards. And I'm trying to, like, steer the car off the road a little bit. And I see other cars passing. More headlights. I'm like, oh, fuck. Am I going to get hit again?
Like, what about me?
And they didn't. I got, semi-truck driver pulls over. And semi-truck driver pulls over. And, yeah, he checks on me, see if I'm alive. I have a broke phone at this point, which sucked,
How'd your phone break?
He's like, hey, you should see if the car will start. Well, it was broken from before. Okay. Nothing related to the car accident. It was a shit. Yeah, no. It was, God, no. That particular car had a fucking light switch for the AC that I had installed after, like, a part shorted out. It was, everything was in, it was, yeah. Anyway, so truck driver gets out, says, hey, see if your car can start, pull the thing out of the highway. I get in my car, now like 75% of what it used to be, and it started. And I threw it in gear, backed it out of the highway, and while I was doing that, semi-truck driver fucking drove away.
You didn't later lose it?
Yeah. Hit and run
distraction.
Hit and run with a semi-truck. Then some like POS looking like minivan pulls over, and I was like, oh, finally, maybe this guy will kill me,
Do you have a gun?
Right. Turns out it was like a paramedic who like had just gotten off work from like an 18-hour shift, like all day and night, and pulls over. I'm plopped in the back of this like minivan, and the guy goes, it's like, you got an elevated heart rate, you don't have a concussion, you have severe alopecia. Thanks, Doc.
What if you got it from that?
Oh, well. I don't know.
You had hair before the semi-truck got you?
Well, no, because I had to get my passport taken before that, and I actually got my passport taken, my passport picture taken on 420. And it was still like checker print. Yeah, good stuff.
Wait, what was checker print?
My hair. It didn't fall out.
Oh.
It wasn't like a wave.
Patchy?
It was like a like a
thought you
bacteria.
meant you had it like dyed it crazy, like a skateboarder or something.
Well, I mean, I dyed it black a couple times. I don't think that's what did it though.
Yeah.
Otherwise, every girl would have alopecia, right?
If it was just from dyeing your hair.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I don't know. Maybe with my family specifically, that might be a thing. My mom dyed her hair purple a couple times. Now she's got it.
So, who's to say, really? Scientists?
Yeah. I had a friend, comic out of Tulsa, Preston Sly, shout out. He's doing this like Catholic Big Brother kind of thing, and saving babies or whatever, and 12-year-old kids
hanging out with him.
Yeah. And he's got this one guy with alopecia. He's like, Conrad, do you think you might come talk to this guy? I'm like, I would love to. Yeah. Somebody's got to cheer this kid up. Like,
hey, little guy.
You're not allowed to frown, otherwise everyone's going to think you have cancer. All right? Now lighten up. Come be a good emoji person.
Emoji person?
Yeah, well.
Is that what you guys are called?
That's what I'm calling us. Anytime I meet another person with alopecia, yeah, emoji squad. Smiley guy, frowny guy, angry guy, sad guy. Yeah, it's all there. Like it's like the regular guy group. But yeah, I don't know.
One time on the way to high school, I was like not rear-ended, like the car behind me was rear-ended, so I was kind of like chain affected,
Yep.
Like it got me a little bit. And then I was fine, and they were like, do you think you have a concussion? I was like, I'm fine, but then I went to school, and I was like, wait, I could definitely get out of this. So I was like, I think I have a concussion, and I need to go home. But that's like the closest I've been to hurt in a car accident, which is like very lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. Really? Yeah. No, I mean, like,
Not that I would ever drive or be in a car with anyone driving unsafely, but like
depends where, but yeah.
numbers wise.
Right. Well, I don't know. Like, my little brother got on NPR because when he was living at like our family, like this farmhouse, there was a apartment complex being built, and that meant that there's like spare bulldozers and shit laying around. My little brother walks up to one of these things, checks the battery, checks the container for the battery, which is outside the vehicle for the kids at home, and finds the keys are in there. So he just puts the keys in and drives the bulldozer.
That'd be so fun.
He built 3/4 of a racetrack in the backyard of the house next door to where the fucking bulldozer was. So these guys, all they had to do was go to work the next day and look at the tracks going back and then seeing all of this fucking dirt that he moved.
Wait, did he build it in one night?
No.
Oh.
No, and that's even more disappointing. It took more. Yeah. Yeah. And, one of my things, I wanted to make the paper. It's like a bucket. Like as a kid, that was like a goal that I had.
Well, I think I have been.
I think you have, yeah. No, you have. You've been publicized. Publicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Little brother, fucking just. I'm gonna build a racetrack. National news. My dad.
NPR. I want to build a racetrack.
Yeah. My dad also got on NPR one time. He had a political gaffe. He's a county commissioner. He said. Yeah, describing a sticky situation or a problem. Yep, that was fun. Getting to hear about that.
I don't think I have any family members who have been on NPR.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think it's the wrong network for us, but.
Yeah. It's not, if you were like, what network had my family? Conrad Trivia.
I'm gonna say the Learning Channel. Like
TLC.
current, yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's either Animal Planet or the Learning Channel.
News today. Were you familiar with What Not to Wear?
I think
it was a TLC show. It was like early 2000s. I was obsessed with it. Basically, what they did was like people could nominate their friends or family for it, and then they get the person, they have like a video they've been taking of them for weeks and all their disaster outfits, and they're like, your family said you had horrible style, we checked you out, it's true, look how bad you look, we're gonna take your whole closet, pull out everything in front of you, make fun of it, make you throw it away, and like take you out shopping to get like a business casual wardrobe. It was like,
they always turn out the same.
Awesome.
They always turn out the same.
They're like,
oh my god.
They're like, don't you look amazing?
Oh, I gotta watch this show.
They're like, this girl needs some trousers.
Let's put her in a pantsuit.
But I saw news today so they have like the stylists who are just like bitchy and amazing, but then also like the hairstylists. They had like different people. It was kind of like, I haven't watched any crime, but like similar concept, I imagine.
I've seen a few of those.
But I saw something today that they're doing like a new version of it that's like it's the same people, but it's called like Girl You Look Good in Anything, and it's like pause. And like the whole point of why
make
this
a
is
Lizzo
awesome.
show.
Like
wait, what was that? Not Sunshine of the Spot. Like who was that? Never mind.
But like, it was cool, and it was like psychological warfare. Like, we've been stalking you, and look how bad you look.
Yeah, no, that sounds traumatizing. That sounds great. As a guy who wears the same shirt and pants every day.
Yeah. I want to say it was like all women. Maybe they did men, but the fun ones.
I mean, yeah.
It's always more fun when people terrorize women, right?
You've been wearing that parrot. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, okay. One of my favorite shows to watch is Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders. I don't know if you've ever watched that,
I haven't watched
Gem.
it.
Okay, so there's an older one, and there's a newer one.
Is it reality?
Yes. It's the selection system for how they end up with the roster of cheerleaders. And it is the most cutthroat, ruthless shit. It's just, class of 98 walking up to you and being like, fired. Like, that's the first one. And it's,
My
her
sorority.
kicks aren't going behind her ear, Now, like, it's crazy. And they're all wearing boots, and it's just... It's athletic, and they don't pay them either. Like,
yeah,
like
it's not. It's just volunteer work.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, and then they produce a show around it and profit 8 ways from Sunday
And then when they
and then the girls themselves are
over
just
35, they're like, you are disgusting. Never come in the light of day again.
That was the first season. The new one it was
There's a
late
36-year-old.
2024. I don't know. Yeah, she's like the captain.
And she's
like,
beautiful.
It's my last year. It's been really hard to balance nursing and Dallas Cowboys cheerleading. I'll wake up at 3 in the morning and go to bed at 1. Like, it's Jesus.
My sorority
then,
wouldn't do any hazing. I literally begged to be hazed and they wouldn't do it. But there was one at my school that was known for they'd put the girls on make them get on top of the washing machines and circle everywhere they jiggle and all that kind of warfare.
Yeah, it sounds about
Which
right.
I didn't want that to happen. I was kind of just I don't know. I was really truly there for the cult vibe and
yeah, I don't.
The frat guys were like, just drink more with us, and I was like,
all right, yeah. I do like frat guys.
Yeah, I feel like
certain ones.
I feel like I did
There's
my
good
time for the most. Yeah, I feel it really served me in the sense of basically free unlimited alcohol for a few years, but also
not great.
Yeah, I exhausted
questionable.
I didn't know what to talk to any of them about, and so I would just get blackout drunk and make up lies. So this is why I'm scared of if I ever got famous a little bit, because it wouldn't even be lies to make myself look good or anything. I'd be like, hey, no, that sounds good. And they were like, what? And I was like, you never could have guessed it. And so they were all like, who is this freak? And some of them,
and then there's being a different person.
Multiple guys from multiple frats. Or
I'm British
maybe it was
today.
At least just one said they didn't talk to me because they thought I was ugly and weird.
At least you're honest.
I was like,
wow.
Okay.
You said it.
I still got a lot of free alcohol.
Still a W.
Yeah. Maybe I'll marry one of them someday.
They do get married a lot.
Yeah, that's everyone from college. I'm like, oh, I saw someone from high school today who was younger than me, but went to my high school. I'm 25. I still feel like it's ever since people have started getting married at any age, I'm like, I'm too young for this, and now I'm like, wait, actually this is kind of a normal age. Not really, but I saw someone who was younger than me post about how they were getting divorced and had wasted, trying not to view the past 5 years of their life as a waste or whatever, and I was like, my longest relationship was in high school.
Yeah. I don't know. Current girl I'm dating is the longest relationship I've been in. It's been a year and a half and change, and she hates that I don't know exactly how long it's been. But I don't know. I mean,
she rocks.
Yeah, no, she's great and patient. I mean, I'm busy doing all night shit as much as I can. And that is basic. I mean, for everything you say yes to, you're saying no to something else. Yeah. And not everybody has enough time to get good at comedy or guitar or whatever, especially whenever you're an adult and you have fucking bills and not as much time. So
There's too many things to do all the time. But then it's nice when you're like, I have more things that I want to do than I can do.
I'd prefer having too many things to do to having nothing. Because I've been there too.
Yeah, I like being busy.
Right. But, you know, I don't know. I do like on one hand, you know, I could feel like, you know, I've wasted a certain amount of my potential, you know, because my income isn't where, I don't know, because I've met, you know, people that are younger than me that have accomplished way more. But at the same time, it's like every once in a while it'll be like, I had some guy one time describe himself as a vintage car racer. And he said, I thought you were the best comedian of the night. And I was like,
yeah.
This guy respects me. All right.
Yes.
Jeez, dude. Give me $1. Come on.
Yes.
Fuck.
Give me a ride.
Something,
Will
dude.
ya?
Can I look at the car? I don't feel like I should be allowed to look at it.
I'm just a comedian.
Well, and, you know, that's something that it is valuable, but it's so intangible that it has to happen in a moment in order for anybody to appreciate it. And
like getting a compliment like that.
Well, I mean, like performing well on stage.
Yeah.
The monkey trick of, you know, like, I think that comedy is more like music than people, because most comedians I've met don't know how to play guitar.
Yeah.
But if I'm watching a comedian, like, there is
some kind of rhythm.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, it sounds stupid to say out loud, but like, the people who are more experienced are the people that are more comfortable with, you know, something like that, you know, amongst other things. Like, one of the things that when I first got that camera, you know, I just take pictures of all the comedians. Like, if I'm looking at if I'm editing the pictures afterwards, you can tell by their face if they've been doing it longer than like 15 years. You know, because they're just selling it.
Yeah.
You know, like with their whole fucking body.
Yeah.
And not like there isn't any.
Oh, guys, I'm too high and I forgot my chunks.
Doubt. Yeah. Didn't bring anything prepared, but here's the same set I've been doing for the last. I'm guilty of that. I've been using the same intro for a very long time.
I mean, but I just think some people will do the same ones, but then they'll mess it up. But then also acknowledge that they messed it up in like a way that takes so much time and distraction. And like, honestly, you couldn't even. I feel like people need to be told to not acknowledge if they mess something up, because a lot of the times no one even realizes, and then it's like you look like that looks so.
Right, and
it's not even unprofessional. It's just
one of the first things anybody told me whenever I was like playing music is like, don't stop.
Yeah.
Like, don't, because if you stop, then like everyone knows, and if you don't, then only a few people were paying 100% attention, which now is not a lot.
Yeah.
That's like 3 people, you know, might notice that you fucked up. And, you know, once you hit a certain level of proficiency, and this is true with music and with comedy, sometimes whenever you see an incredible, you know, artist fuck something up and then pick it back up again, you know, like there's this song I'm thinking of, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but there's they miss a beat, like a beat, like a fucking quarter second, they look at each other and then start right back up, and I didn't hear that until like the 15th time I listened to it, and that was cool, you know, because they were, you know, they fucked the song up, but they were good at the skill. Like, they rolled right past it. Like
on the full recorded version?
Well, I mean, it was a live version.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was Charles Bradley and a guitar player. and that's it. You know, no microphone. Well, there was a microphone. There's a microphone and a tube amp.
Just two dudes.
Pretty much. Yep. And yeah, they fucked the song up barely for like less than half of a second, and then pick it right back up. And like the first time I saw that after listening to the thing like so many times, it was like cooler because of that.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, comedy similar to that. I mean, yeah, there's I don't know. It's I mean, it's short. It's just hard, you know.
Yeah.
You're bullfighting with your own insecurities and everybody's attention at the same time, and I mean, like, what's true with that is that what's also true with a lot of, you know, I mean, it's sociopaths that do not acknowledge that at all tend to thrive in an environment like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like for like my first year doing stand-up, I had to have it, because I also, like, now I feel I love the stage, but like I had like bad stage fright before it, and I didn't have any like performing experience from really anything. And I feel like I had to have like an exact, basically, script, because I like kind of like blacked out on stage and like couldn't correct. And now it's been nice to like get to where I can more loosely like be more adjustable, because I had to have the script down, or I'd be like,
what am I doing? What am I doing?
Yeah,
what am I doing?
Yeah.
It took me like 2 years before I could see people's faces. You know, before I was comfortable enough to be like, and I'm not saying read
I don't
the
wear
room.
my glasses on stage, so I can't see people's faces.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I get that. I'd like, you know, pick a spot on the wall.
Yeah.
Like look over people's heads, but it's easier when you look at them. And be like, and I'm not saying that I could read the crowd. I'm just saying like, oh, here are exactly the people that did not like that joke. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops. Wonder what their deal is.
Might be.
Am I just doing this poorly? I don't know. But, I mean, it's taken me however long it's taken me to be comfortable with silence up there.
That is one thing that teaching, I think, has helped with me a lot, because a lot of it is,
Just
a lot of teaching is
look in
them
your
being
book.
like, you're like, does anyone have a question or anything to respond to this? And it's a
Right.
whole class of like angry 18-year-olds not even looking at you because they weren't even listening to the question you asked. And I'm like, if I can handle that, then like, some of them look
Within
like
the context
popular
of bombing,
kids.
oh my
Some of my
gosh.
students look like popular kids, and usually no one in the audience stand-up looks like they're popular. So,
No, that's actually, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a certain...
popular 18-year-olds, that is so scary. Like, are you kidding me?
I'll beat the shit out of them. Yeah, I don't know. Did you ever play sports?
Yeah, I did like soccer all growing up.
Okay.
I did like travel soccer, and then I did like cross country and track once I got to like
Once you fucked your ankles up. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
junior high. But I did like just soccer for most of growing up.
I feel like team sports especially are a good thing for everybody to participate
Yeah.
in. And not even because I like... Yeah, I don't know. If my kid wanted to play soccer, if I had a kid.
I was like,
If one of my kids... No. That I
who?
don't... Yeah. No, but...
Bryce?
Yeah, Bryce. If Bryce ever wanted to play soccer, I'd tell him he shouldn't do it. But his hips aren't gonna make it.
Not
No,
gonna-
but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I like contact sports,
Yeah.
not because everybody should get a concussion, but just because like some people earn them. You know, and those tend to be people that need to. And I don't see enough of that in the comedy community. You know,
Enough of people who got a concussion from playing football.
people who deserved Yeah, an ass
deserved and
beating.
got it?
An
Yeah.
ass beating.
Yeah, it's a
from
lot of people who
talking shit. Yes.
Yeah, who
I see a lot of like only children that have never played a team sport. You know, tyrants.
Yeah, I do. I feel like that's like kind of the male version of an opinion I've had for a while. Is like I think they're doing too much to stamp out bullying. And I think
so
some
too.
people
Yeah.
need to be bullied.
I think so
and
too.
And like
Yeah,
not to the point of like killing themselves, but
right.
like
Well,
part
that's,
of living
yeah.
in the world and society is like knowing that people don't like when you act a certain way.
Getting
and
corrected. Yes.
Yeah, creative writing grad school is a lot of people where I'm like, you should have. It would have helped you out if you were just bullied a little bit more because that gets you the awareness.
Well,
I had the frat guys telling me I was too ugly and weird. I got personality from it.
Yeah. No. Roll with it. Yeah. Well, and if you're going to distill that whole thing into one sentence, it's probably something like, you know, I want it my way. And that is not... I mean, especially if you've been on the, you know, the receiving end of some bullying, that is definitely not part of the equation at all.
Yeah.
And, you know, not that it's, you know, that we should praise the bully, but like having that experience as a
I think you should
person
know how to deal with adversity.
is valuable.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in so many words. What do we got here? Hour 12?
Whoa.
Minus a beer run. And then we're going to get coffee ready.
But yeah, I said like the experience, it's interesting, like being my main circles of people I'm around are like the comedians and people in creative writing grad school. Which like this definitely applies to like grad school people, and I would say to a lot of the comedians too, but it's a lot of people, like almost everyone who's an artist in some way is like some degree of mentally ill. I'm very mentally ill. I'll like own it. A lot of people who are in these fairs are mentally ill, but then it's people who think that their experience of the world through their mental illness is like the view
more
of
valid.
the world.
Right.
And it's like, no, it's like that doesn't mean it's not true for you, but that's not. It's like people
just
thinking that their
not-
mentally ill experience is how everyone is.
It's
And it's
being,
like-
it's that they want desperately to be special. And that's one of the cool things about alopecia. Because, okay, now you look like every single person that has this. You know, like now be an individual.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, and then, you know, you have to figure out for yourself what that means and actually grow the personality. Yep. Hard shit sucks, kids, but it's good for you.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one to end on.
Yeah. Everyone should develop some character.
Yeah. Yeah, get bullied.
And I'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
If you need a personal assessment of your flaws.
Creative criticism. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that'd be a fun course. Roast. All right. This has been Connie's Untitled with Claire Scott. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. That was all right.
Nice.